Success is a sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Namaskar everyone, welcome to Next IAS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we will discuss important places जो recently news में थी and they are also relevant for UPSC. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion with Okavango Delta. It was in the news because a recent report by a German non-profit has highlighted that oil companies are seen threatening Africa's iconic biodiversity hotspots like Okavango Delta in an effort to drill for oil. Now let's know more about Okavango Delta. It is a large low-gradient alluvial fan or inland delta located in northwest Botswana, comprises permanent marshlands and seasonally flooded plains, and it is formed by the Okavango River, which originates in the highlands of Angola. Okavango Delta is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in southern Africa. This is the location of Okavango Delta. The Okavango Delta was named as one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, and it is one of a very few large inland delta systems without an outlet to the sea, known as an endorheic delta, and its waters drain instead into the desert sands of Kalahari Basin. And it is an exceptional example of interaction between climatic, hydrological and biological processes, and Delta is home to Africa's big 5 wildlife species, and these are savanna elephants, Cape buffaloes, rhinos, lions and leopards. Right, now let's learn about Angola. It is a country located in the southwestern Africa, and it is bordered by Atlantic Ocean in the west, Namibia in the south, and Democratic Republic of Congo in the north, and Zambia in the east. And its capital is Luanda, which is the largest city. Right, now let's learn some facts about Angola. It is the last Portuguese colony in Africa to get independence in 1975, right? And these points we have already discussed. Now let's look at some geographical features of Angola. Rivers such as Koundiny flow out of Angola into mighty Congo River, and the central part of plateau is drained by Kwanza, which is the largest river, entirely within Angola's frontiers. And Angola has a tropical climate with a marked dry season, and the climate is largely affected by the seasonal movements of rain-bearing intertropical convergence zone, the northward flow of the cold Benguela current of the coast, right? And this is the physical map of Angola, right? Now let's learn about Ireland. It was in the news because recently Leo Varadkar has become Ireland's Taoiseach, which means Prime Minister, after swapping post with Michael Martin, who took over as Taoiseach or Deputy Prime Minister. Leo Varadkar returned for the second term as Ireland's Prime Minister as a part of job-sharing deal made by country's coalition government, right? Now let's learn some key facts about Ireland. It is an island on the westernmost edge of Europe, and it is continent's second largest island after Great Britain, and Republic of Ireland occupies 80% of this landmass, while a large chunk of land in the north is a part of United Kingdom, and its capital is Dublin, which is a populous and affluent city, and it is surrounded by Atlantic Ocean in the west, Celtic Sea in the south, and Irish Sea separating it from the England to the east, right? Now let's learn about Great Lakes of North America. Scientists are building a sensor network to detect the trends in water chemistry of Lake Huron, which is one of the 5 Great Lakes of North America, and it has been reported that it is the first step towards developing a system that would be capable of measuring the carbon dioxide and pH levels of Great Lakes over several years. It is known that increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide has caused the world's oceans to turn more acidic, and it has been observed that by 2100, even the Great Lakes Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie and Ontario might approach acidity at the same rate as the oceans, right? Now let's know more about Great Lakes. They are one of the world's largest surface freshwater ecosystems, and their location from west to east as follows. First is Superior, then Michigan, then Huron, then Erie, then Ontario. They are dominant part of physical and cultural heritage of North America, and the Great Lake Basin encompasses large part of 2 nations, United States and Canada. They drain into the Gulf of St. Lawrence in the North Atlantic through St. Lawrence River, and they contain a fifth of world's total fresh water and are a crucial source of irrigation and transportation, and they also serve as the habitat for more than 3,500 species of plants and animals, right? This is the location of Great Lakes. If we move from west to east, the first lake is Superior, then Michigan, then Huron, then Erie, then Ontario, right? Now let's learn about Koundiny Wildlife Sanctuary. Recently, female herd from Tamil Nadu seen entering Koundiny Wildlife Sanctuary. Now let's look at the location of Koundiny Wildlife Sanctuary. It is located in the Palmner Kuppam forest ranges of Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh on the Andhra Pradesh Chittoor Road, and it comes under Project Elephant, which is a country-wide elephant conservation project taken up by the government of India. And the sanctuary is only home for Asiatic elephants in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Southern tropical dry deciduous forest with patches of thorn, scrub and grassy plains are found here, right? Now let's learn about Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Aceh province. Recently, the second edition of the Joint Task Force meeting on the development of connectivity between Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Aceh province of Indonesia was held in Port Blair, and the Joint Task Force agreed to enhance opportunities for interactions between business chambers, potential investors on both sides to improve trade and investment, and the two nations also agreed to encourage sail tourism, cruise ship visits, and interactions between tour operators, and they also discussed ways to enhance academic cooperation and cultural linkages between Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Aceh province, right? Now let's learn about Andaman-Aceh link. Before that, we should know about Aceh province. Aceh is a semi-autonomous Indonesian province on the northwest tip of Sumatra Island, right? And Andaman-Aceh link connects the Sabang city of Aceh province, Indonesia, with Andaman Nicobar Islands, and Sabang port in Aceh is about 90 nautical miles from the Indian islands of Andaman and Nicobar, and Sabang is at the entrance of state of Malacca. Both Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Indonesian's Aceh province are separated by Great Channel, and this is the location of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are cluster of about 836 islands in the eastern Bay of Bengal, and the two groups of which are separated by the 150-kilometer wide 10-degree channel, right? And Andaman Islands lie to the north of the channel and Nicobar Islands to the south. And Great Nicobar, which is the southernmost of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, has an area of 910 square kilometer, right? We have already discussed these points, right? Now let's learn about Great Nicobar Island. Indra Point on the southern tip of Great Nicobar Island is the India's southernmost point, less than 150 km from the northernmost island of the Indonesian archipelago. But Indra Point got submerged under the sea water in 2004 during the tsunami, right? Great Nicobar is home to two national parks and a biosphere reserve. An island is inhabited by the Shompen and Nicobarese tribal peoples, and this is the location of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, in the last, let's know about Tawang. Recently, soldiers of India and China clashed in an area called Yangtze in the upper reaches of Tawang sector in Arunachal Pradesh. And do you know, friends, it was in the Tawang sector that 1962 India-China war first began, and it was also the last place where ceasefire was implemented, right? Now let's know more about Tawang. The name of Tawang is believed to have derived its name from the grandiose of the Tawang Monastery, and Tawang Monastery is the largest monastery of India and second largest in the world after Potla Palace in Lhasa, Tibet. And Tawang Valley is wedged between Tibet and Bhutan, and it is connected with the mainland through Sila Pass that lies at the height of 13,700 feet and marks the entry point for the administrative jurisdiction of Tawang. Sila Ranges connected with the West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh in the east, and in 1959, Dalai Lama fled Chinese-held Tibet and entered India through Tawang region. In 1962, the Chinese invaded Arunachal Pradesh through the Tawang sector. Here you can see in the map, this is the location of Tawang. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening. Be happy, be nice.